My friends, something unusual just happened. At 8:37 a.m. this morning, Donald J. Trump posted a video titled, "The video Hillary Clinton does not want you to see." It isn't a meme. It isn't a joke. It's a documentary-style expose highlighting the long and disturbing list of individuals who died under mysterious circumstances after crossing paths with the Clintons. Now ask yourself, why would he post this? Why now? Because this isn't just a post. It's a warning. It's a signal. It's a shot across the bow. Whatever you believe about the so-called Clinton body count, one thing is clear. Trump is no longer playing defense. Watch this carefully, because the truth might finally be surfacing.
Yeah, Uncle Trump posted something that is quite interesting and is going absolutely viral right now online, and that has people shocked. And it is this video, and I'm going to play the video, okay? Actually, you know what? I'm just going to play the video, and then I'm going to give my thoughts as to why I think he actually posted it. And you let me know. Let us all know why you think he would post a video like this that is titled, "The Video Hillary Clinton Does Not Want You to See." All right? So with that being said, it's about 2 minutes long, but you don't want to miss this. I think he posted it for a very specific reason. And like I said, I'll get into that later. But after we watch it, you comment below what you think. But let's dive in.
John F. Kennedy Jr., he was declared the front-runner for the New York Senate seat back in 1999. Days later, his plane crashed into the Atlantic Ocean, and his rival, Hillary Clinton, was elected senator. Mary Mahoney was a Clinton White House intern. She knew enough of the inner workings of Bill's sexual advancements to be a star witness during the Clinton impeachment trials. She was brutally executed at a Starbucks she was managing in 1997. In 1993, White House counsel Vince Foster was found dead in Fort Marcy Park near D.C. He supposedly killed himself, and among a lengthy list of potential foul play, the bullet was never found.
Then there's James McDougal, a key witness for White House prosecutors. He was serving his 3-year sentence for bank fraud at the Fort Worth Federal Medical Center in Texas. And just before he was to give a testimony before the grand jury, McDougal suffered a heart attack in solitary confinement.
In 2015, Walter Scheib, a White House chef hired under Bill Clinton, joined the list. His body was found at the bottom of a river, nearly 2 miles from the base of the trail he was reportedly hiking. An autopsy determined that Scheib's death was accidental drowning, but he might have known too much. 27-year-old Democratic National Committee staffer Seth Rich was shot and killed in D.C. this year. There is speculation that he was the source of the controversial leaked emails allegedly sent by DNC staffers, and that he may have been murdered in retaliation. Then Sean Lucas, the lead attorney in a fraud case against the DNC, was found lying on the bathroom floor by his girlfriend when she returned home on August 2nd. His death was reported classified, pending the results of an autopsy.
Interesting, right? Interesting. Now, let me know what you think, all right? And me personally, I think this is a warning. That's what I think this is personally. Because why else would Uncle Trump post a video? Just randomly, out of the blue, bam, here you go. Why else would he post that? I think it's a warning. I think Uncle Trump knows something that, you know, the rest of us don't know, or at least we think we know. But he knows some things that with 1,000% certainty, he could have some people put on trial and probably locked up for life. That's what I think. Do I know that with 100% certainty? Of course not. I don't have a clue. I'm just guessing, right? All of this, for all we know, could be completely fake. But what I think is happening here is that he's seen something and he knows something. And this is a warning. This is just a warning. Like, hey, tread carefully. I know some things. I found out, right? You guys might have tried to delete some files, but we recovered them, you know, kind of thing. That's what I think this is. But you let me know. Like I said, you let me know. And it's interesting that this is what Hillary Clinton had to say, okay? Not today, but check out this clip.
It's all that plus, plus, plus. Because what has been unleashed on social media is a totally unaccountable fire hose of falsehoods that unfortunately are believed by way too many people. You know, I saw that for the first time in my 2016 campaign. I had never seen really anything like it. I mean, all of a sudden I'm, you know, imprisoning children in the basement of a pizzeria and things like that. I mean, people believed that. They still believe that. And when you ask them why, they often said, because I saw it on the internet. And as it's gotten more and more obvious that the companies that own these platforms are not going to take any responsibility for the content which appears on them, that just opens the door to so much abuse. And what I now am very worried about is the role that AI will play in furthering that abuse.
So wanting to censor people spreading what she claims to be false, and hey, maybe it is. Maybe these are all coincidences. We don't know. But I do think there should be an extensive investigation on it all. I don't think anything's wrong with that. I don't think we're wrong in asking questions. I don't think we're wrong in trying to connect the dots. I don't think that's wrong, right? But when you come out and you say, maybe social media should censor this kind of stuff. You know, maybe social media shouldn't allow people to, come up with these kind of conspiracy theories, basically, is what she was saying there. That gives me a little more cause to pause, because why are you, if it isn't true, then why are you so concerned about it? It hasn't affected your life, clearly, right? She's still just fine living her life, okay? Rich as ever, okay? So if it's not affecting your life on a daily basis, why do you care so much? That's my question, you know? It makes me think about, I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a segment on the Patrick Bet-David show where he had Anthony Weiner on the show. And I have the clip queued up. And it almost seemed like Anthony Weiner got real uncomfortable when Patrick Bet-David started to talk about this stuff. Like, he kind of started to get a little angry.
And first thing I ask myself is, how the hell is our guy here, Anthony Weiner, still alive? What do you mean by that? Well, when you go through the list of people that have been close to Hillary Clinton and the Clintons, in the Deadpool. This is not a conspiracy. You got the names of James McDougal, okay, Clinton's convicted Whitewater partner, died of an apparent heart attack. You know, Mary Mahoney, a former White House intern, was murdered July 1997 at a Starbucks coffee shop in Georgetown.
Ron Brown, he died in a plane crash.
Vince Foster
What is
was
this?
Vince Foster was the next one. By the way, the James Dougal was a key witness in a key Ken Starr investigation.
Ron Brown was in a plane crash. Why is he on the list?
Ron Brown is another one, but there was a close person to this. Victor Razor. You got Paul Tooley, Ed Woolley.
Wait a minute. You're reading a list of people that Bill and Hillary Clinton knew. They're 80. They're 70-something years old.
I'm asking you this question. I'm asking you this question and an answer at the end. So you got Jerry Parks, Jane Bunch, James Wilson, Kathy Ferguson, Bill Shelton, Candy Bow, Florence Martin, Susan Coleman, Paula Grober, Danny Casolero, Paula Wilker, John Parnell Walker, Barbara Weiss. We should verify this yourself because you're running a radio show. You should look it up.
Charles
Meisner, Dr. Stanley Hurd, Barry Beal, Barry Seal, Johnny Lawhorn,
Can you read me the URL you're reading? Can you read me the URL you're reading?
We'll send you the most credible source you can look it up.
Know what you're reading.
We'll put the link below. We'll put the link below.
Just tell me so I know what I'm responding to.
Herschel Friday, Kevin Ivey, Dan Henry, Keith Coney. And these were part of the Ivy Henry case. Keith McCaskill.
What's the Ivy Henry case?
You can look it up. Ivy Henry case. So Gregory Collins, Jeff Rhodes, James Milland, Richard Winter, and then you got the close bodyguards, Major William Barkley, Captain Scott Reynolds, Brian Hanley, Tim Sable, General William Robertson.
You don't even know what you're reading a list of. How is this
Densberger, Robert Kelly, Colonel Gary Rhodes, Steve Wills, Robert Williams, Conway LeBlue, Todd McKeon. I'm done. It's 46 names. And
of what? Can you read me?
Why is he so uncomfortable?
The list. Can you read me the URL so I know what you read a list of before I answer any questions about it?
When I finish this, stillinthestorm.com. You can look it up.
Stillinthestorm.com.
You can look it up.
This is your big moment, guys.
Yeah, so you can go. And by the way,
ads about chemtrails at the end of it.
He hasn't even asked the question. He's just reading the article.
He's reading a list of names.
So
he hasn't even asked the question. It's a list.
The fact that you're getting nervous is an answer.
It's not nervous. This stuff makes me sick when you repeat
exactly. It makes us sick as well. It also makes us sick.
It doesn't.
Of course, because the establishment makes us sick.
You start the question by reading a list of well-founded
Your reaction is an answer.
Conspiracy. I know these things make me sick, and people
have
gotten killed.
Your reaction is an answer.
Someone went into a pizza parlor in Washington because they believe this shit, and you're making an echo chamber.
Your reaction is an answer. So let me go to it here now.
No.
Your reaction
You're not
is
going to read
an
a list.
answer.
Yeah, my reaction is my reaction.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you tell me what that list, in your view?
You haven't allowed me to finish. If you allow me to finish the question,
because you're reading 46
then
random
you can
names
do
off the internet
whatever you want.
Of some fucking insane website.
I love your answer.
And
because
these people who you don't even know who they are, you're reading them on a list of something, making some kind of as if it's somehow suspicious. You don't even know who these human beings are, who have families, who are like out there, and now
I'll spend the next 2 hours with you one by one, explaining who each individuals are if you want to do that.
How about you pick one? Pick one and tell me who he was and what his story was. No, not you. You were asking me the question. Pick one name and then tell me.
Pull up Vince Foster if you want.
No, Vince Foster, that suicide has been investigated 50 times. Pull up one of the obscure names you pulled. Why did you pull Ron Brown? Here, let me read Ron Brown. Ron Brown, a Commerce Secretary who a plane crashed while he was on a humanitarian mission, crashed into the side of a mountain. So what do you want to know about Ron Brown? What do you want to know about Ron Brown?
Can you let me ask the question?
No, listen, this is a conversation.
No.
We're having a conversation.
I'm sorry. I'm the host. You invite me to your podcast. You get to ask the question. I'm the host. I'm going to ask you the question. You haven't let me answer the question.
I didn't see
your reaction is already an answer.
I know. I am infuriated by people who drag other people's names who are powerless. You're not powerless.
Hillary Clinton is powerless?
No, these people.
Hillary Clinton is powerless.
These people.
That's the problem.
These people.
Hillary's the problem.
You read a list of people because you have the power to do it. People who do that are bullies, and I don't appreciate bullies.
I have the power to do what?
You do. To read a list of some stranger's names.
To use the DOJ and other things to control and hide things?
That's not DOJ.
Yeah.
DOJ didn't make this list.
Let me finish up my question.
Some jackass made a list in his basement.
You have the right to
You're reading their names as if they're incriminating in some way.
You have the right to
answer. That's bullying, and I don't appreciate. And I stand up against bullies.
Please do so.
He hasn't even asked the question yet,
He's
Anthony.
reading a list, and he's refused. And now he says, "Let's move on."
No.
Because I got your answer already.
Nobody has said move on.
He hasn't even asked the question. I don't even know what the question is.
Pick a name.
I'm going to ask you a question.
And
you get to
list
answer
of people who
or
probably,
not answer.
And there are some of those people that had military titles in front of them, and you're dragging their name.
That's even the point.
You're dragging their name through
the point.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Because their families would want to know.
Because you've got a podcast.
Some of their
you
families would want to know.
Some conspiracy theory podcast, some conspiracy theory that 9 people read. You find some guy that comes in, and then you go from Ron Brown to some obscure officer that used to protect Bill Clinton, who passed away. May he rest in peace for his service.
May all of them rest in peace.
And you are dragging them into some wacky conspiracy theory.
May all of them rest in peace.
See, the problem is the suspicious circumstances that a lot of these people, unfortunately, passed away with, right? You know, people just randomly go missing, and somebody was allegedly about to testify to something, and then, gone. Someone was really close, right? Could have possibly heard some conversations, and gone. Someone, published some things. We found out this individual published some things, and they're gone, right? It's just like weird situations, and maybe it is a coincidence. Who knows, right? Now, of course, we can add 2 and 2 together, but ultimately, we don't know with 100% certainty. We can say we have a pretty good clue. We have an educated guess, right? So, in part, he is correct. That's just a list of names. No disrespect to those people. But it also is suspicious, and it should be investigated, in my humble opinion. And I think Uncle Trump knows something, and that's why he posted that video. That's what I think. But what do you think? You think it's all nothing? Do you think it's really something? Let me know. And what do you think about Anthony Weiner's reaction? Talk to me. Thanks for tuning in as always. Peace and love. I'm out.